Hi everyone, my name is Reshma and I'm the Senior Vendor Engagement Manager at foodpanda. So this is a session for actually our incubation vendors. So you are new vendors who have joined foodpanda, and we will be kind of hand-holding you for like the next 3 months. So this session is to share with you how you can set up yourself for a great business, or rather success, we call it, right? Before I begin, what we will be talking about, I wanted to share that we will be sending you a short survey after the session. So feel free to tell us how we did for this session, and if you have any words to put in about myself, feel free to use the feedback form. It's also more if you have any other topics that is just kind of like disturbing you, you're a bit frazzled about the portal and you want to know more, use the form and tell us, and then we'll help you to come and create more webinars like this as well. Next, obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat box and I'll try to address it along the way or at the end of the session. And lastly, if you're interested to learn more yourself or you want to share it with your team, feel free to head on to the restaurant portal where we have a university section, and you can learn so much more there. Again, I highly encourage my vendors or my partners to go and check out the portal and share it with your team, right? At the end of the day, they are the ones on the ground. They need to know how the processes and how to improve your operations excellence as well. Okay, so what we will be covering today in terms of the journey to success will be your device setup, your daily checklist of how you need to check a few things before you open your business on a day-to-day basis, in terms of how you can improve your efficiency. Next, I'll be talking about pumping up your business with a lot of deals and discounts. That's how it's going to attract all the customers. And lastly, how to be an all-star. Okay, so I'm not going to take too much of your time. I want it to be quick, snappy. You're going to learn so much today. And if you think that I need to slow down, you can also use the chat system. We will look into it as well. Okay, so today, what do we need to start a business, right? What do we need to start your business? Firstly, is the GoDrop device. This is your holy grail. You need to follow it to the core. You need to make sure it's updated. The Wi-Fi is working. Your paper roll is there. Look into your orders. Make sure it's loud. Make sure it's clear. Make sure it's placed in a place where in your restaurant where you can see it, it's visible, the orders come in, you can grab it straight away, right? So I think this is very important. Next, I want to say enthusiasm. I hope my energy goes across the screen and goes to you, and you get that excitement to kind of run your business, start your day on a good note, and we think this is very important. And lastly, zeal, right? Power, right? This is where you also need this as well, right? Okay, let's move on. How to get started. Once we're going to talk about just how your device even looks like, right? What are the buttons? What does it mean? What can you play around with and stuff like that. So firstly, you look into the top part, which is the printer side. So that's where your roll will be at. Then obviously your paper feeder. Then we're talking about the power button, your volume button, and obviously your screen, right? That's where you're going to be talking about. Next, in terms of your back, the cameras are not for selfies, so don't try to do that. Obviously, SIM card. Some of you are on our data services, so make sure your SIM cards are there as well. And lastly, just a detachable back cover. I just want to point out one thing here. If you do see your device a bit swelled up or a bit hot sometimes and all of that, do reach out to us. We will try to look into how we can replace your devices. I think some vendors have, kind of shared with us, some incidences, and we don't want anything to happen. So make sure you just keep an eye on your devices. Make sure it's away from the heat and all of that. Make sure it's at the cashier section. These are simple things that you can definitely carry out at your restaurant level. Now, let's talk about the world of foodpanda. Yeah, the world of foodpanda. I live, eat, and breathe foodpanda every single day. So doing a webinar like this is kind of second nature to me. But today we're gonna make it second nature for you as well. Okay, so a lot of you have said that sometimes you have not received the introductory email from us. Don't worry, if you have received it, perfect, join our restaurant portal, click on it as soon as possible and start exploring. If you have not received it, don't worry, because you can just go to the restaurant portal and then we will reset again and give you a new email and password, right? A user ID and password. Sorry, that's what I meant, right? So don't worry, just click forgot password and accordingly we will change. Now, second thing I want to point out, bottom right corner is also your language. So if you need to change it to a different language, again, Chinese or Malay, feel free to do so accordingly. Yeah. So I recap again. Yeah. If you have received the email, when I book, please log in, start utilizing and playing around with the portal. If you have not, don't worry, we will send you the information accordingly. Okay, if you have not got it, we will send you information. Okay. Now, common issues that people have with your device will be, firstly, your tablet is frozen, so you cannot see whether your orders are coming in. It's just a blank screen, you don't know what's going on. Very quick troubleshoot tips are obviously pressing hold and power button. So pressing hold of the power button and the home button, you press it and you will be able to reset your particular device, right? So press on the power button and then you'll be resetting it, so for 20 seconds, right? Next, the screen will go blank and then it will restart again. And lastly, obviously, until you see the home button, that's why I said, if it's possible, just press the power and the home so that you know if the home starts flickering again, it comes up, means it's starting up again. Okay, it's starting up again. This is where the power button is. And then obviously, like I mentioned earlier, recommend to put your device away from any heat resources or wet areas and stuff like that. Okay, so just be careful of that. Now, obviously, your next one is the paper roll. So a lot of times, we get kind of issues or complaints where the printing is faded, right? So this is something that you also have to check, which is going to your settings and do a test print. So if it's faded, then you can just kind of reach out to us. We will kind of troubleshoot accordingly, right? Next will be disconnected your printer. That means you cannot get orders because your Wi-Fi is disconnected, your 3G is disconnected. So again, go to your settings, look into your Bluetooth printer, and then make sure your printers are connected, right? So your printer and your device should be connected so that the thing will print accordingly, right? The thing should be printed accordingly. Okay, so now if your printer issue still persists, what do you have to do? All you have to do is go to your settings and then you select the Bluetooth and then turn the Bluetooth on and off again. So this is something that you can do, turn the Bluetooth on and off again. And then if the GoDroid logo gets printed, then you are good to go. That means you're good to go, right? So then your orders will be coming in accordingly. I think I mentioned earlier, if your network gets disconnected, make sure your network also shows, right? So your settings, and then you go to your Wi-Fi, and then just make sure your Wi-Fi is off, and then hold the power button for 5 seconds, and then restart, and then you're back on again. So then your Wi-Fi will come back on again. Okay. Recommended to use the 4G network that we provide. So just get a SIM card with us, and that should kind of solve your Wi-Fi issues as well. Okay, so I think we covered the first one, the device, how you should plug it in, make sure it's not in any heat area and stuff like that, make sure the ringer is switched on. Next, we talked about the printer, make sure it's connected properly, your inner printer, and then make sure your paper roll, it's not faded printing and all of that. And lastly, we're going to be covering is obviously the menu, right? Make sure your menu is up to date, and obviously activate and deactivate your items accordingly if they are not available anymore. Okay, so this is your checklist that you should do daily before you start your business, right? Daily before you start your business. Very, very important. So why is it so important to do a checklist? We want to tell you is to reduce failed orders. Do know that you get charged for failed orders, again, in certain circumstances. So please make sure that you're doing all these checks every single day. Next, obviously, we want to refrain from any sort of penalties, so any sort of charges that you'll be getting. And lastly, just to increase your productivity, right? We don't want your staff on ground to be troubleshooting all of these issues on a day-to-day basis. Next, in terms of tips and tricks that you can do for your operation excellence, is obviously make sure your internet connectivity is always the highest. Don't ignore your devices. Like I said, put it in a place where somebody is monitoring it. Usually we suggest the cashier. And lastly, if you are busy, trust me, if you are busy and you have enough walking crowd that you don't want to focus on the online crowd, sure, please put either busy or close on your device. Just toggle around with your restaurant status and we will understand it accordingly, right? Don't keep it open, because then customers will be ordering and then you're not able to fulfill, and then the domino effect happens over there. Next, we're going to be talking about the power of efficiency, right? What is so important? Basically, when you increase your efficiency, you can actually increase your sales and revenue. And lastly, equals to happy customers and good ratings, right? This is very, very important. When you talk about happy customers, we're talking about reorder customers. When you're talking about happy customers, we're also talking about good rating. People will start walking into your restaurant and the domino effect happens over there as well. Okay, tips or tricks to improve this particular portion is obviously prepare your packaging at the start of the day, right? So at the start of the day, you can already start stacking up all of your sustainable packaging so that whenever orders start coming in, you'll be able to kind of deliver the items. Next, whenever you are ready for riders to come and pick up order, click the ready to pick up button. So in case if our riders are a bit further, they can come on a quicker note because your food is already hot and ready. And lastly, we always say create a designated space where riders can pick up the items, right? I love it when I go into restaurants and I look into tables designated for the different brands for riders to pick up, and they straight away pick it up and they can go off without even having a discussion with the staff members on ground, because it's so much more cleaner and efficient in this way. Okay, next one. I want to take a break for just 2 seconds. If anybody needs a breather, if any questions on the chat, I would love to answer. Yeah, I would love to answer. Next one, I'm going to go into how you can actually ump up your business. So we're talking about all of the different growth center tools that we have created for you. Okay, let's slowly dive into it. Slowly dive into it. Okay, so here we're going to be talking about pictures, right? Basically, how pictures can improve your particular business and how it can actually grow your business for success, right? So I'm going to share with you a picture of how a restaurant menu looks like this today. And just by adding photographs into their menu, they can actually ump up their menu so much better, right? So just see the image on the right hand side is so much more exciting. I can see what I'm ordering. I'm excited to order. I'm obviously excited to receive the particular item also. So these are part of how you can, kind of increase your business and sales as well. Next one, we'll be talking about spicing up your listing and banner photos. So these are the first 2 images that your customers are seeing when looking into your restaurant. So please look into this particular 2 images as well, right? Again, one full image with multiple items to show what your restaurant is selling, but only one image. No collages, no watermarks, and no discounts or any sort of coupons on the images to kind of distract the customers from buying the item, right? Next, if your item is unavailable, feel free to make your items unavailable. Use the Go Droid to choose that your items are unavailable. Now, the next portion is how you can upsell. So now you have cleaned up your menu, you have made it, you have put more photographs, you have put more description, you have made sure that your items are unavailable versus not available. Items available versus unavailable. Now how you can actually increase your sales is, this is the next portion that we're going to be talking about. So I'm going to be sharing with you very quickly 4 different tools that you can check out. Don't worry. We will have another session where we talk about growth. So we will go into details of the different growth tools that I'm going to be talking about, right? So first thing we're going to be sharing is about acquiring new customer base as well as increasing your orders. So this is 2, which is Panda Box and Panda Promo. Panda Box and Panda Promo. So with Panda Box, it's basically you're acquiring new customers. You get up to 15 new customers every single day. Your restaurants will be highlighted in a pop-up. It's like a pink pop-up you can see on the right-hand side here. And you don't have to overspend because you only have to pay foodpanda once customers complete their purchase with this particular promotion, which is called the Panda Box. So they can shop for minimum order $16, $24, or $30, and they get a discount of $4, $7, or $10 respectively. That is how we increase their order basket size, when they use this particular promotion. Next, how do you activate Penderbox? Go to Growth Center via the restaurant portal, click on Penderbox. choose the daily Penderbox count. We suggest you to start with even 5 to 7 new customers every single day. And lastly, just click start. Okay, so now why the next one, which is Panda Promo, you can see it's a discount for 20%. It's basically to get like a special tag, like a pin tag, which is 20%. And the average growth for this is about 2x, right? You can book today and it goes live immediately tomorrow, so don't worry too much about it. Same, you can go into Growth Center, click into the Panda Promo, and then click into the promotion type, which is Panda Promo, and then review the promotion. So you can give 25%, 15%, 10% discount, and then you can click ready accordingly, right? So tips and tricks for this one is basically defining your objectives and understanding what your goals are, right? What are you looking for? What are you trying to improve? Next is obviously setting expectations of where and when you see yourself. Example, in the next 1 month, in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, right? Some vendors want to go a bit slow, so then you can, kind of invest a little bit lesser. Some people want to go faster, then you can invest a bit more. Again, everybody's budgets are welcome, and this is something that you can just play around with, right? And lastly, planning well and make sure get ready for see the results, right? Because with results, more customers are going to come, more orders are going to come, and you have to be prepared for the flood that comes in as well, right? Okay, now let's go to the last section, which is your all-star review, right? All-star review. So how do you actually become an all-star, right? What are we talking about? And how you can achieve higher ratings, reviews, and what are the tools that you can look into, right? So for reviews and ratings, you can go and scroll onto the foodpanda application, look at what other vendors are receiving, what kind of ratings they are getting, what kind of reviews they are getting, and let's see how you can improve your particular menu as well, right? So firstly, with better reviews and ratings, you can increase your customer base, right? I think that's something that we're all looking for. Obviously, you can get more trusted customers as well. A lot of customers will reorder from you. They will say like, hey, X and X from Q was so amazing. I want to always reorder again, right? Or I highly suggest that the food comes hot and the service was good, and what they explained in the description was exactly what I received as well. So these are just good reviews that you want to see. And lastly, just unlocking additional growth tools, right? So we have 4 different growth tools on the growth center. So you can only unlock it upon receiving a 3, 4, or 5 rating on foodpanda. Next, in terms of tips and tricks of how you can be an all-star is accuracy. We always tell vendors that make sure your items and your photos, your item description and your photos explains exactly what the vendors, the customers will be receiving. Next will be obviously, if you can follow the instructions that the customers will be giving, sharing. So maybe in terms of like, oh, extra pineapple, extra peanuts, can I have extra anchovies? So if you can fulfill these orders, please look into the special instructions. Example, if I'm vegetarian, sometimes I might say, oh, I want a char kway teow, but I want to make it vegetarian. So if you can fulfill such order, that'll be amazing. I think the customers will be excited. And I think it's just the little touches. And lastly, if you want to put in a thank you note, you want to put in a flyer of any sort of promotion, feel free, drop in. This is some personalization that you can do on your site. It's all you, it's nothing of us, okay? Right, so I've covered all the different sections. So first is your daily checklist or your setup. Secondly is how you can ump up your business with obviously all the different growth tools. And then the second one will be the menu management section, where you can improve your photos and your item description. And lastly, things like how you can actually get better reviews and ratings to better get customers who will keep ordering from you, right? So if you would like to learn more and understand more, I'm going to go back again. As always, go back to our restaurant portal. There's a university section where you can learn so much more. There's a YouTube channel that we have. You can learn so much more there as well. Okay, on behalf of my team and I would like to say thank you so much for joining us today. I hope this quick session, really, it was just to give you a glance through of what we have in store for you, and just to share with you what you have set up for you, right? Different tools and mechanisms that are set up for you to go towards success, right? So now I think you need our help. We'll be keeping in touch with you. We'll keep talking to you. Our agents, our incubation agents will keep in touch with you as well to kind of guide you through the process. If you have any questions, feel free to drop us a message on the help center and ticketing system, and the teams will get back to you accordingly, right? good luck and have a good day. And I wish all of you so much happiness and wealth, and love to all of your ground staff, and get excited to start selling more, because the customers are going to come flooding in, and we're excited to see where you go. Have a good day then. Bye bye.